Hi, good morning. This is Kathy Burris showing up live this morning, day 2 of the 30 Days of Green Hope challenge that I've kind of given myself, and I've invited you to join me in. I wondered about whether I should count down 30, 29, 28 days or count up. But honestly, this 30 Days of Green Hope challenge is not about, I'm not necessarily looking forward to the end of this time. If you remember, if you got to see yesterday's video, you realize that these 30 Days of Green Hope are an intentional effort to choose my response. I'll say that. Intentional effort to choose my response to the anniversary of Leisha's death on August 16th. And the reason it's always significant, anyone who's lost someone knows that those anniversary dates are significant days, but this one is 15 years, and she will have lived as long as she's been gone. And I've been dreading this for 15 years. It just in the back of my mind, oh, well, I survived that long. And here I am. I have survived. And not only survived, but the Lord's been so gracious to help me find ways to not only find my own healing and path, and yes, I'm a grieving mama still, but not only am I dealing with my stuff, but I can help others, not just grieving moms, but women who are dealing with their own losses and their own stuck places, and help them realize that they're remarkable and they can still have a remarkable, incredible journey being who they really are, even with all the ugly, messy stuff of our story. So I'm kind of off track. Okay, off track. Here we go. So the purpose of these 30 days to be together is to notice green, because green means hope. Alicia taught me that before she died. Green means hope. Hope is green, is signs of spring and summer and life-giving and growth, and hope is signs of new life and hope and promise of a future. And so there's green means hope in my world. And so the thing that I wanted to share today actually happened yesterday evening as I took the dogs out, and I was sitting on our back steps, and I was just kind of looking out. It had been kind of stormy, and the clouds were still rather gray, dark gray, and so the grass, it wasn't this bright evening sunset. It was kind of a grayed, muted time. And as I looked out, watching the dogs run out on the grass, as I looked out onto the grass, all of a sudden these little flickers of green light kept showing up, little spots every now and then all over the yard. I mean, we've always had fireflies, but there were so many last night, and they were hovering so close to the ground. It just looked like our yard was dancing, and it was beautiful. And in about a moment, it took about a moment, just a moment, to all of a sudden connect with an awareness that when I was going through the really deepest part of grief, and I described it as being in a grief tunnel that was up past the top of my head. I was in mud in a grief tunnel that was, the mud was up past the top of my head, and I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I just became very intense and felt like I was trying to flail my arms and legs and get out of there. I just didn't want to be in this place anymore. And I remember, I write about it in Lovely Traces. I remember hearing just whispers of, shh, Kathy, be still. I'd flail some more. No, Kathy, Shh. Be still. Be quiet. Just stop. I'd flail some more. No, Kathy, just stop. Quit striving. Just stop. And so, finally, partly because I was exhausted, had no other choice, I did. I heard this small voice in my spirit say, just be still, child. Just be still and close your physical eyes. Which is hard to do when you can't see anything anyway. It's already black. But you still got to try, right? So I closed my physical eyes and I opened the eyes of my heart. And it was in that moment that I began to see not a whole yard full of dancing fireflies, but slivers of little bitty green light, about the size of a firefly's butt. Slivers of little green light, just occasionally, but here and there. And as I saw the next light, I would move toward that little bit of hope that I could see. And then the next one, and then another one, until there were more, until suddenly I realized I was standing in a place where I could breathe fresh air. I mean, I remember the moment. It may not be so powerful for everyone else, but I remember I was standing on the stage of our church as a worship leader at our church, and I felt fresh air breathe over me as we were singing a song about the Holy Spirit, and I sensed I was not in that grief tunnel, that thick mud, that awful place anymore. And last night as I sat listening or watching those fireflies, I thought, it was the light of a firefly. I always considered it little pieces of green glass that were reflecting light from somewhere that gave me hope, or little shards of grass that were growing somewhere. I guess it's shard of glass and little bits of green. I must not be quite awake this morning. Anyway, the idea is that maybe it was the light of a firefly. It doesn't matter. Except that last night, my Creator broke into my world and touched the heart of me. Touched me in a very intimate place that connected 15 years ago, and some of those nights and days since then, with the moment of last night and this morning as I'm sharing it with you. Just that much hope. Just a little bit of hope. Green hope gave life. So, what's your green hope today? Maybe hope's not green for you. Maybe it's another color. Maybe it's another kind of light. It's not a firefly. It's something else. It's never been a firefly for me. It's been dandelions and butterflies and other things that the Lord has used to just speak to the heart of me. But what is it that God is using today to point you to hope? Will you share it with me? I don't want to do these next 29 days long. I'd really invite you to share, how's hope showing up for you? Will you join me in 30 days of green hope? I look forward to hearing your comments or seeing your comments below or hearing from you. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for listening to my stories as I process this journey. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. I can't guarantee what time because tomorrow's Sunday. But I will talk to you tomorrow sometime and share what I'm noticing. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.